What's up, Epic Lifers? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that are holding you back from success and the good life. Alright, so this video is probably going to make a lot of you really hate me, but that's okay because I love you anyway. Some of you will probably unsubscribe, but it's all good. I don't mind because I just want to tell you some things that are really going to help you out. See, here's the thing. These 5 things that I'm going to talk to you about are things that are going to give you an advantage, okay? They're going to give you power. I mean, if I told you, okay, there's this one thing that's going to give you an advantage, right, that will help you do something better, help you get it done faster, and get you essentially to the epic life, the good life, a lot faster, why wouldn't you want that advantage? You know what I mean? These things are going to help you make money faster, and they're things that are going to help you to optimize your health and your strength, right? And if you don't do these things, well, you're going to be at a disadvantage, okay? It's going to take you longer to get the results that you actually want to get, all right? These things long term are going to end up costing you a lot of money, not making you money, costing you money, and these things will cause a dramatic decline in your health and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I want to give you these things because I know they're really going to help you out. And as an epic lifer who subscribes to this channel, I would assume the epic life is something that you're after, and so you're going to want to have every advantage you can get, even if it's something that's really dear to you. Okay? All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so numero uno, alcohol. Okay, I know there was this song, I think once, it was years ago, I don't even remember how long ago, but it was by Jamie Foxx, and he was making a song about alcohol, and he was blaming, you know, all the things that he was doing that was wrong on the alcohol. And the truth is that alcohol can really hold you back from doing a lot of things. You think about it, if you're drinking the night before and you've got a major meeting the night before, right? And you've drunk a lot, you might not even wake up in time, right? It's no secret, okay, we get told don't drink and drive. Why? Because it impairs your ability to make judgment, okay? Why? I mean, you know, if it impairs your ability to make judgments when driving, okay, and it will make you hungover and feel like, oh, the next day, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have that disadvantage? Plus, there's the other things that it does, okay? It can cause cirrhosis of the liver, it dehydrates you, and it destroys brain cells, okay? The brain cells that you need to help you to actually be disciplined and all of these things, okay? It's slowing you down. If you're hungover from the day before, you're not gonna be on your A game. There's no way. How are you gonna bring your A game? How are you gonna be the best you can be when you've got alcohol in your system? You can't. All right, it's impossible. In fact, I've been told that if alcohol was a new thing that was coming out today, there is absolutely no way any government would allow for it to be sold. Okay, there's just no way. But of course, our governments make a lot of money and tax from duty, which is good income for them. But probably most of that gets spent again anyway from actually helping people who have drinking problems, who have completely damaged their bodies. All right, so it's like it kind of defeats the purpose. So if I were you, I would think about, do I really need to drink? Probably not. Number 2. All right, I know some people are really going to hate this one. Weed, okay? Weed, smoking. I'm going to put those two together, all right? Man, oh man, oh man. Now I know a lot of people use things like this. They use alcohol, they use weed, they smoke, because what it does is it actually alters their state of mind, okay? If you're nervous about something, you know, you have a little drink and it calms your nerves, right? Now, really, do you know you can actually do that with your mind? Okay, you don't need to drink. I remember one time there was a big argument when I used to work at this company years ago, and there was a big blow up, this big argument, and so everyone went outside and they're gonna, oh, you know, I need to calm down, I'm going out to have a cigarette. And I'm like, really? You're gonna have a cigarette to calm you down? Like, why do you need a, you know what I mean? Like, can you not use your mind to do that? It's a form of laziness, okay? You can use your mind. Your thoughts create your emotions. You can go back and watch previous videos talking about emotions. In fact, I'll put a YouTube card above me right now. It should be appearing. And it will basically tell you that, you know, your thoughts create your emotions, all right? The things that you're feeling, if you're feeling nervous, you can actually calm that down, all right? I've got another video on how to overcome nervousness. You can use your mind to do it. You can train your mind to do these things, to alter your state of mind, to change the way you feel. You don't need substances to actually do that for you. So anyway, the weed, okay? The skunk, the cushy, all right, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I don't know all these names. I've actually never had any of these things in my life. But, well, I have had alcohol, but I haven't smoked ever or had any weed, okay? But I'll just tell you this. I want you to imagine a scenario, okay? You and I, we're both salespeople and we're going to a business meeting, okay? And we're both competing for some business, okay? You're smoking the kush, all right, just before you get into the meeting, and I'm not, okay? Do you think you're gonna come out with that deal over me? No way. It's not happening, okay? Because you're too slow, you're paranoid, you don't have the advantage, okay? If you're driving, you're smoking weed, what happens? You start to slow down. You're not exactly sure that you're gonna be doing the right thing, so you start driving slow, and everything's in slow motion. And on top of that, it makes you hideously unproductive. If weed slows you down, right, okay, and people say there's not enough hours in a day, you're trying to get as much done as possible as you can get, then you're slowing yourself down, you're slowing the rate at which you can generate income if you're smoking weed. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And now there's also something that's probably a little bit more sensitive for some of the brothers out there, and I don't mean black people, I just mean brothers, males in general, okay? Here's the thing. If you're smoking the weed, all right, and because I've come of age now, I know I still look a certain age. I'm not going to tell you my age, by the way. I'm just not going to do it. Well, maybe one day. But anyway, I'm at an age now, okay, where my friends who have been smoking weed for goodness knows how long, it's starting to take effects on their bodies now, okay? They can't get it up, okay? It's limp. You know what I'm saying? They can't get an erection is what I'm saying, all right? They didn't want to stop when they were younger. Hey man, I'm just having fun. Yeah, how much fun can you have now? Okay? You're with your woman and you can't do anything because you can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that problem. I just tell you that right now, okay? I still have this on my finger because I'm still able to perform. Because I ain't been smoking on the cushy. Amen. So if you're addicted to weed or cigarettes, you seriously need to think about stopping that because it is not helping you at all. In fact, you know what? You don't actually smoke. It's the cigarette that smokes and you suck. Oh, I said you suck. Oh, what you gonna do, man? Everybody's watching. Everyone's watching. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? Okay, moving on. I told you you're gonna hate me. Okay, but number three. Okay, so this one is a drug, okay? It is a drug. Now, you might not think about it that way, but it is. In fact, this substance is more addictive than cocaine. Okay, seriously. And guess what? Everyone's having it. We give it to our children. We have lots of it. Pretty much everyone I know is addicted to this substance. You know what that is? Sugar. Okay? Why would you want to stop the sugar? Because here's the thing. Sugar brings your immune system down. It literally causes it to crash. Okay? The moment you have sugar, your body's ability to actually defend itself against, like, you know, incoming contaminants and all these things, you know, a lot of the time, the thing is this, we're constantly surrounded by bacteria and germs. When you get a cold, it's usually because you had sugar at some point, okay, and your immune system was down and it wasn't able to fight. Okay, I'm telling you, if you just avoid sugar, you want to talk about how to avoid the common cold, just stop having sugar. In fact, when you get a cold, okay, the moment you get a cold, stop having all sugar, okay? You'll get over the cold faster. Plus there's some other stuff as well that can help you as well. That's another video, but I'll make that at some point. But there is a video I saw, and I think it was by Dr. Young or something, if I remember correctly. If I can find it, I'll put it down in the link in the description, right? But I remember this. He was talking about, you know, the fact that our body runs on electricity and, you know, our body actually uses salts to actually produce that electricity and that energy that we have. So here's the thing. He put some of these salts into the water and he had this bulb that he put into it, okay? And when the salt was in it, the bulb lit up. And I was like, whoa, man, that's it, because these things produce electricity, right? And then you know what he did straight after? He put sugar in there, all right? And you know what happened? Light bulb out, just like that. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, that is what sugar does inside your body, to your immune system, to your energy levels. So you want to reduce dramatically, because I know it's probably impossible now to buy anything that doesn't have sugar in it, but reduce the sugar, man, as much as you can. Seriously, you really don't want to be taking too much. Of course, there's natural sugar in fruit and things like that. You know, you can have those, but you know, man-made sugar, especially, you know, the white sugar, stay away from that stuff, man. It ain't no good for you. Okay, and how does that hold you back? It holds you back because if you're sick, you're trying to start a business, you're running a business, or you're doing anything at work and you're sick, you gotta take time off, okay? Or you're not on your best ability to bring your A game. So lay off the sugar, man. All right, number 4, and this is probably maybe the 3rd time I've talked about this, your caffeine. And I'm not just talking about in coffee, okay? It's in things like chocolate, it's in things like the energy drinks, your Red Bulls, your Monster, whatever other things. I don't even think Red Bull is legal in some countries. I think, is it France that Red Bull's not allowed? I can't remember, but I know it's allowed here. I had a friend who had 4 Red Bulls a day, and he started having these heart palpitations, right? And the doctor was like, dude, don't have another Red Bull ever again. He said, if you didn't come to me sooner, you could have possibly died. All right. It was a combination of the taurine and the caffeine in it. But here's the thing with caffeine, right? People are addicted to it because they feel that they need it to keep their energy up. And all caffeine does is it spikes your energy and it drops you back down, right? That's what caffeine does. And people don't want to give it up because they're like, if I stop having my caffeine, I'm gonna get a headache. And people start getting withdrawal symptoms and they feel slow and sluggish and they're like, right? Because you've trained yourself to be addicted to that. See, for me, I don't have that problem. You know why? Because for me, I use water, all right? I don't need caffeine to spike me up. I have water, I have green drinks, and that keeps my energy level constant and keeps it up. You know, I'm not going up and down in peaks and troughs. My energy level is pretty stable, right? You know, everybody has rhythms. Okay, I'm not like constantly like all day, but you know, my energy levels are pretty high and I'm pretty stable and I don't have crashes, right? You see, because what caffeine does is it blocks adenosine. Now, adenosine is a hormone, okay, and what that does is it keeps your arteries open so that blood can flow freely to your brain, right? So when you have caffeine, it reduces blood flow to your brain by 27%. Why would you want to reduce the blood flow to your brain? Are you crazy? Okay, you're trying to do business, you're trying to have, you know, success, and you know, you need to have the optimum advantage you can have. And every time you take that coffee, you are reducing your brain's ability to function at optimum by 27%. Why would you want to do that? And so what happens is because the caffeine blocks the adenosine, what happens is it builds up, right? Because it's been blocked so much. So it's just sitting there waiting. And as soon as that caffeine wears off, the blood vessels open and then you're like, ooh, that's the pounding headache you get, right? That is why you're having it. And so when you're constantly having the caffeine to suppress that, you just get stuck in this vicious cycle. Now, it's probably going to be a painful process, but you need to get off of that to get yourself into the full advantage of not needing it and not being dependent on it and being able to perform at optimum whenever you need it. You see, the adenosine helps you to regulate your body into, you know, the times that you need to work and the times that you need to rest. And so caffeine just basically completely confuses your body. So if you need some energy, it's better just to have a quick nap, all right? And then get up again and then go, and you'll be able to go harder than just having the caffeine and being reliant on that all day. And number 5, and okay, people who are vegans and vegetarians are probably gonna love this one, and the rest of us are gonna absolutely hate it, okay? So obviously by now you'll know that I'm talking about meat, all right? Meat and dairy. Now, unless you're rearing your own cows, your own chickens, your own lambs, all right, you don't really know what is going into all this food. You don't even know the conditions that they're being kept in, okay? Now, you could argue the same with vegetables, I know, okay? But here's the thing, the conditions in some of those slaughterhouses, the conditions that they are kept in throughout their life, I mean, it's just horrendous. I mean, even if you don't care about the animals, all right, you should at least care about yourself, okay? Because you don't know what you're ingesting when you eat that meat. They are pumping that stuff full of hormones, antibiotics, All right, a lot of the time there's a lot of excrement that gets in the food too. There's a lot of urine, and in the milk there's a lot of pus, and there's all kinds of diseases that are in these animals, okay? And you ingest that and that gets into your system. I mean, there's no question, there's so much research about what meat is doing to the body. It's just, I mean, the colonic cancers that it causes, all of these things, because it's just acid. You're just consuming so much acid and it just puts your body in a acidic state. All right, you're just consuming this dead food that's got no life in it, okay? And it's just, it's slowing you down. And it's just making you sick. In fact, meat takes so long to digest. In fact, it literally can take up to 4 days for meat to fully finish digesting in your system. 4 days. Okay, I remember when I used to eat meat a lot, and at lunchtime I'd go out and I'd have something, you know, with meat in it or something for my lunch, and then about maybe an hour or two after lunch I'd be like, oh, I feel so sluggish, and then I'd have meat again for dinner. All right, and I'm telling you, you could smell the difference when you'd wake up in the morning. Okay, you go out the room and come back in. I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what died in here? Well, it's not what died in here, it's what I ate that died, and then it started passing out as gas through me. And yeah, it was like, ooh, that's bad. That is grim. But see, when you eat a mostly plant-based diet, it's living energy, right? You just, I mean, anybody that, just try it, okay? Just try having no meat for a week. Just do it for a week, all right? Just do it for the week and you will notice the difference, okay? Make sure you're having living, live, plant-based food, okay? Don't cook it to death, all right? You know, your vegetables and so on. Have your salads and so on. Have a salad for lunch, okay? Have a salad for lunch and see the difference of how you feel afterwards. And you will notice a difference. You're gonna feel better. You know, even for me, when I wake up in the morning, I've got more energy. Okay, my skin is a lot clearer. In fact, you want to know something else? I'm actually physically stronger now. You know, I do weight training, I do calisthenics. There's this one exercise called the shoulder press, right? And I'd hold dumbbells in my hand, one of these bad boys, okay? Now this weight here is 31 kilos, okay? Sorry, 30 and a half. Okay, now for me, when I was eating meat, I could push, I think it was about 28 kilos, all right? I could push 28 kilos, and that was it. I couldn't go much further beyond that. Okay, now when I switched to a vegetarian diet, you know what happened? I went past the 28, I went to 29, 30, 30 and a half, and even that now, I know I can do more than that. Okay, I wasn't doing that when I had the meat. I couldn't. I was literally stuck there for, I just plateaued. I don't even know how long I was stuck on that for, probably a year. Okay, but now I've gone beyond that, and it is having the plant-based diet that actually made that difference. So it's made me stronger, not weaker. Now, I know what some of you are gonna say, but Mr. O, if you stop having meat, where do you get your protein? Where do you get your protein? Where do you get your protein? I'm gonna tell you where you get your protein, all right? I get my protein the same place you, as a meat eater, get it. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? I just said I get my protein from meat, so what are you talking about? Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if you know this or not, you probably didn't, and if you didn't know, you gonna learn today. I'm about to learn you a lesson, son, okay? Animals do not have the ability in and of themselves to produce protein, okay? We as mammals, okay, as human beings, and sheep, the same thing, cows, same thing, right, chickens, none of them have the ability to produce protein in and of themselves. You know where they get it from? They get it from the plants they eat, okay? Cows eat plants, they eat grass, the same with the lambs. And it's the plants where the protein that they eat is coming from, okay? Because plants are the only organism that have the ability through the process of photosynthesis to extract the nitrogen and the sunlight from the air and convert it into protein that you eat secondhand through the animals that you eat. Okay, so when the animal goes and eats that protein, it produces the protein in its body, okay, and then you go and eat it. All right, so you're getting it secondhand. Whereas for me, I'm getting it direct from the source, okay? And I don't get any of the arachidonic acid, I don't get all the growth hormone, I don't get the antibiotics, the disease, and any of that. So you can get plenty of protein from your green leaf vegetables, all of these things, all these plant-based foods, they've got plenty of protein in them. I don't know why people think they don't, because they all do, right? Nuts. plants, all of these things, they've got protein in it. So I really don't know. In fact, you know, if you take broccoli, okay, and you take the same amount of meat in weight, there's actually more protein in the broccoli versus in the beef. Seriously, just look it up, all right? And you don't get all the crap that comes with it. Now, I would be lying if I say I never eat meat. There's only 2 weeks in the year in which I actually eat meat, okay? And that's basically the week of my birthday and from Christmas to New Year's. The rest of the time, I'm not touching the meat, okay? Now, let me talk about dairy for a second, because some of you are like, oh, what about calcium? You need calcium, and milk has calcium in it. Okay, all right, so let's look into that. You may think that by having the dairy that you're now ingesting a lot of calcium and it's gonna make your bones strong, okay? Here's what really happens. There is a lot of acid in the dairy that you consume. So what ends up happening is the body needs to now neutralize all the acid that you've put in your system. Guess where it gets the neutralization agent from? Your bones. Right? So the very place that you're trying to deposit calcium, you're actually taking it away by having the dairy, all right? Because what's happening is you start getting little holes in your bones, and that's how you get osteoporosis. It's not remedied by dairy, it's caused by dairy. Your bones have calcium compounds in it that are more alkaline, and that will help to actually neutralize the pH acidity in your body. Your body's constantly trying to regulate this. And so when you make your body more acidic, it's like, okay, well, we need to pull from somewhere, because basically we're gonna burn, this blood is gonna end up burning through the arteries if we're not careful. So we need to find something to neutralize it. And if it's in the bones, it happens to get it from the bones. You can get calcium from almonds, you can get calcium from sesame seeds, all right? That's just to name a few. In fact, you can just Google it and find plant-based foods that have calcium in it. All right, so those are the 5 things that are holding you back from success and the good life. So that's alcohol, weed and smoking, sugar, caffeine, meat, and dairy. If you'll stop having those things, I'm telling you, it's really gonna help you to have a better quality of life. It will help you get to the good life faster, because your body and your mind is gonna be in a better state to be able to perform at your peak ability. So if you like this video, subscribe. If you didn't like it, please subscribe because I'm only gonna be sharing stuff with you that's actually really gonna help you out. So the next video that I'm planning to do is going to be 8 things that will actually accelerate. So they're not things you have to give up, they're things that you can actually do and start doing. 8 things that are going to help you to accelerate your progress toward the epic life.